ever have a den as a child? I absolutely loved making dens and had many of them over the years. One of my favourite dens was one I made with my sister, and it was under the stairs in the old Victorian house that we lived in. We imagined it really was our house, and I can still recall the musty smell and the cobwebs and how we really couldn't stand up under there. And wait for it, we even had a plastic washing up bowl and took things that needed washing up from the kitchen to wash up in our pretend home. You know, our kids then did the same thing. Maybe yours did too. Sheets made great indoor tents to hide in. I still like smaller confined spaces, such as a tent or sleeping in a small cabin on a boat. Have you ever considered that God Himself may have placed this desire for a hideaway, a den, a secret place in us? Jesus told us that when we pray, we should go into our room, shut the door, and pray to our Father who is where? In the secret place. The God who is everywhere becomes a God who is somewhere. And Jesus modelled this over and over for us, didn't he? He was always slipping away to be by himself with his Abba. You know, you don't have to beg God to show up. Your Abba is waiting for you. And guess what? Spending time alone with God in the secret place carries a reward all of its own, according to Jesus. He said, your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Jesus didn't just find himself on his own. He prioritized. He made it happen. And we have to do the same, don't we? We won't suddenly find ourselves with so much extra time to spend alone with God. You will need to create it and prioritize it. And the more you do, the more you'll want to keep going to that secret place. So, be determined. Do what it takes. You know, when my first son was little and still took naps, and we lived in Wales, and people would often stop by unplanned, knock on the door to come in, have a cup of tea and a chat, and that's lovely. But when I wanted time undisturbed on my own with God, when Tom went down to sleep, I would put a sign on our front door, meeting in progress, please do not disturb. So as you read this chapter, be thinking about and even planning time to spend alone in the secret place. And plan not just when, but where. Try to make it somewhere you like, that's comfortable, that you won't be disturbed in. So in the winter, my favourite place is in our lounge on the soft sofa. Put the fire on, I light a candle, and I brew a pot of strong black tea. Where will your place be? The more you do this, the more you will find yourself easily connecting with God and enjoying the time with Him. You'll go from that dusty, dutiful, quiet time to an altogether more rewarding relationship. I hope this chapter helps you, and I will see you again in chapter 5. Bye for now.